Vince Brown.
Overtime.
BiggsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
It's all about you.
The Biggs Radio Network.
15 past the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Biggs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. This past weekend, right before the holiday, we had a great opportunity to get ourselves in the mix at the Lew Wallace all-class reunion in my boss lady's hometown of Gary, Indiana. Dinah Lynn, the special guest of honor and MC, had a whole gang of special guests come with us. Saw my man DJ Rock coming from the MIA. Julian St. Chris also did through the set. One of our all-time favorites, King T the Great. I tell you, a man that can look that old and still rock with the youngsters is all right with me. Just had an absolutely wonderful time. Shouts out to Tiffany Andrews and the Lew Wallace Reunion Committee for doing a slam-bang job this weekend. I think this is their 10th year doing the all-class reunion. It's the first time we were away from the Genesis Convention Center where we had it, I think, the last few years. The only reason was because of COVID. Hopefully we'll get back to the big house one more time. But it was an absolutely grand affair. Shouts out to all the alumni of Lew Wallace for coming up, showing out. Shouts out to the Solid Players Band, too. Solid Players Band was in full effect. Kicking out those old school jams, live band style. Love a live band every once in a while. Know what I'm saying? Vince Brown in the morning. Back to more news, views, great music. It is 17 past the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
Your community leader.
The Biggs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime.
BiggsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
Name it and claim it.
The Biggs Radio Network.
.30 past the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Biggs Radio line, talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Just a reminder that you can get this great show every Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the East Coast, through our flagship BiggsRadio.com. Also our Philadelphia affiliate, Soul Radio 51 Philly.com. Later this evening, it is an edition of Bedtime Stories with Dr. Al Greer, the greatest love songs of all time. Catch it 9 p.m. Central Time on BiggsRadio.com. Been talking about what we did over the holiday weekend here, and we at Biggs Radio had the opportunity to be the special guest hosts of the Lew Wallace High School all-class reunion in Gary back on Friday. Our boss, Dinah Lynn Biggs, the special guest MC, had a lot of the cats come through, part of the Dinah Lynn Biggs story. But one thing that was noticeable, and I can definitely tip a cap to one of Dinah Lynn's relatives for making this happen, my good friend Nino the Don has been specifically assigned to make sure the boss lady is good to go wherever she goes. It's the first time I've ever seen or actually been in the midst of bodyguarding and duties, but you know, this is exactly what it takes to make sure you are good to go, especially in a climate right now. You know, you never know who is looking at you or looking to try and make that one move to give them some shine, so to say. So props to my man Nino the Don for doing what he does for the boss lady. I salute you, brother. Stay on the straight and narrow. Everything will be all right. I know it will. You got my word on that one, all right? Vince Brown in the morning. We've got our social media question of the day, and it actually surrounds what we did on Friday. So hold what you got and watch your watches. We are at 27 before the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
We're not for sale.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime. BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
Online and on your mobile device.
The Bigs Radio Network.
15 before the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line, 773-462-4447. That's talk or text, 773-462-4447. Don't forget, we've got our Facebook group. It's how you upgrade your love for Bigs Radio to VIP status. We put all the premieres there. New music, podcast, the whole 9 yards. Bigs Radio Station. That's the name of the Facebook group. Get there, sign up, and get down with the sound. Time for our social media question of the day. As we've been talking all this hour, Bigs Radio had the honor and opportunity to swing over to the Lew Wallace All-Class Reunion this past Friday in Gary. Absolutely wonderful time. Our boss lady, Donalyn Biggs, who is a Roosevelt grad, was the guest of honor MC. And they have embraced her like one of their own. Big time affair, too. I mean, we went, I know me and my man Nino went till about 2 o'clock. The party actually didn't end till about 3. So we asked the question, are you looking forward to your high school reunion? This is usually the time of the year where you start seeing them kick up big time. Are you looking forward to your high school reunion? Drop a line through our Bigs Radio Station Facebook group or talk or text your response, 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Again, are you looking forward to your high school reunion? That'll take care of this hour on Vince Brown in the morning. If this is your last stop, we appreciate you kicking it with us today. Let's do it again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. on the East Coast. For those of you continuing on, more news, views, great music, and all that jazz. It is Vince Brown in the morning, presented by Bank of America. Make quick and easy deposits at a Bank of America ATM near you. Check your watches. We are at 12 before the hour.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime.
BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The catch of the day.
The Bigs Radio Network.
15 past the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Some good news for you Tyler Perry fans. It was just announced this past week through Black Enterprise magazine that the movie mogul is going to make his mark in the city of Atlanta even bigger. And this is with a potential expanding of Tyler Perry Studios. Perry and Bishop T.D. Jakes got approval to purchase 132 acres at Fort McPherson in Atlanta. The two leaders will work together to build a new entertainment district for the city that will include theaters, retail shops, and restaurants. Perry is also set to receive another 37 acres adjacent to his Tyler Perry Studios, already 330 acres big. T.D. Jakes Real Estate Ventures Group is acquiring the other 94 acres. Now, mind you, this is in southwest Atlanta with a lot of black folk that made their way down their way. So to have this potentially in the mix and potentially hiring more black folk, I tip the cap to Tyler Perry, who's making it happen. This is how you keep the money in the hood. You build for the hood, not elsewhere. You build for the hood. And that's how we get down. Good job, Tyler. Good job, Bishop. Vince Brown in the morning, our cover story coming up. We're talking black ownership in non-traditional sports. Back to more news, views, and great music. Check your watches, 17 past the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The voice of the community.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime. BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The community's choice.
The Bigs Radio Network.
30 past the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Just a reminder, you can listen to this great program every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central Time through our flagship BigsRadio.com. Also out on the East Coast, 7 a.m. Eastern Time through our Philadelphia affiliate, Soul Radio 51Philly.com. Also later this morning, it is an immediate hit. The people have spoken, and we're going to keep it moving. Boss Lady in the midday with Dylan Biggs. Now weekday mornings, 10 a.m. Central Time on BigsRadio.com. Time now for our cover story. We're taking a look at black ownership in non-traditional sports. The focus today, hockey. Very good friend of mine, William Douglas, who runs a website called Color of Hockey, spotlighting minority involvement in the game of ice hockey, has for the last couple of years written that same column for NHL.com. And he lets us know this week of black NHL players now looking to buy a piece of the ice hockey ownership state. More recently, former star Emerson Etem now has a junior level team in Long Beach, California. Not only him, former NHL forward Chris Stewart now has junior tier 3 team Minnesota in the mix. And they aren't the only two looking to flip the script and get themselves in there. One of the early owners getting in on the NHL side of things, Black Entertainment Television co-founder Sheila Johnson, wife of Bob. She and a group of folk are part owners of the Washington Capitals. Now you think that's wild? Check this out. Will and Jada Smith, part owners of the New Jersey Devils. Oh, gets even wilder. Future Hall of Fame forward Jaromir Iginla, as a matter of fact, I take that back, he is a Hall of Famer, co-owns Kamloops of the Western Hockey League with 4 other former NHL players. So what does that mean? What it means is that these black players in the NHL are seeing an opportunity and are jumping on it. Even if it means having to start at ranks lower than the NHL, save Sheila Johnson's ownership stake. But you're starting to see this a little bit more often. They're starting to respect the fact that, hey, look, there's some black folk out here that know something about business. And ain't trying to take over things. They just want a little piece to invest in, get a little shump back. You know how you all do it on Wall Street. Everybody get a little shump. So kudos to all the former black NHL players looking to make it happen on the ownership level. Who knows? Maybe one black kid might see you doing your thing and may want to work for you. You never know. You just absolutely never know. Vince Brown in the morning. Back to more news, views, great music, and all that. Check your watches. We've just crept up on 25 before the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The new sound in town.
The Bigs Radio Network. The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
It's all about you.
The Bigs Radio Network.
$15 before the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line, talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Well, this thing with Cosby and his release from Pennsylvania jail last week has got a lot of folk on both sides of the coin, especially in the black community. Black Information Network brings us the latest as former Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Janet Hubert chimes in on the mix, saying in a tweet, quote, "I don't know you, but to say this was terribly wrong. Everyone knew what he was doing back then. How could you not? Get your umbrella, sister. Here comes the blank shower. I am outraged that he has been released. Yes, he is an old blank guilty man." Well, we know where she stands. Well, all of this got started when Felicia Rashad, who co-starred opposite Cosby on the NBC edition of The Cosby Show in 1984, she basically supported the fact that he was released, but then had to backtrack a little bit of that, saying she also supports the survivors of those incidents. Her current employer, Howard University, where she is the dean of the, I believe it's the theater department, they said her initial comments were insensitive. Interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of back and forth jumping off here, there, and everywhere. Of course, the Me Too movement has been in the mix as well. There's a Time's Up Now movement going on. But here's the thing, and this is what I was talking about Friday in my vent. You know, you have these two opposing forces on this situation going on. You know, there is an ability to separate the art from the artist. Although a lot of us don't do that because, you know, we're loyal to those parties, and it's tough for us to make that transition. See, this is kind of the reason why I'm an independent politically. So I don't have to be beholden to one particular doctrine or another. I can see both sides for what they are, if in fact that's what they are and that's what the intent is. Because you also have to make sure that you're seeing the intent behind those comments from time to time. And more often than not, it's not anything that's rankling somebody's feathers. Somebody's just butthurt about those comments. You know, they have the right to be butthurt, but the person speaking also has the right to state that opinion as well. So let's quit being butthurt about each other's opinions and understand that they're just that, opinions. It's not the facts. All right? That'll take care of this hour on Vince Brown in the Morning. If this is your last stop, thanks for kicking it with us for this last couple of hours or so. And do it again tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 on the East Coast. For those of you moving on, more news, views, and great music. Vince's Vents to wrap up the show. We'll also recap our social media question of the day. This is Vince Brown in the Morning, presented by Bank of America. Make quick and easy deposits at a Bank of America ATM near you. We are creeping up on 10. There we go. 5 minutes, 10. There we go. 10 before the hour.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime. BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the Morning.
Name it and claim it.
The Bigs Radio Network.
15 past the hour on Vince Brown in the Morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. If you're contacting us from the outside the U.S. or Canada, make sure to dial +1 before dialing the number. Interesting but good news for black business owners on the social media front. This past Wednesday, Instagram unveiled its latest feature, which will help users find black-owned businesses faster. The so-called black-owned label feature allows black entrepreneurs to identify their business pages and reassure customers that they are indeed supporting a black business. Founder and CEO of Canvas beauty brand, Stormy Steele, tells NBC News, quote, "People still ask, is this black-owned? I think it'll get rid of the question and make it our consumer, the woman and the person that we market to, trust us." Now, Steele attributed her exponential growth in sales, believe it or not, to Instagram, and said that the feature will help support her hair care brand's future. Now, that's definitely good to know, because there's a lot of up-and-coming black entrepreneurs that are looking for that one leg up in the game to be able to market themselves to black audiences that, do frequent Instagram. Kudos to Instagram for adding this feature to their base of operations, because it's definitely going to help these young cats out in the long run. Now, what they choose to do with it, that's on them. But at least the feature is there and the door is open. You just got to walk through it, y'all. Vince Brown in the morning. We will recap our social media question of the day in a skosh. Back to more news, views, and great music. It is 17 past the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
We're not for sale.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime.
BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The catch of the day.
The Bigs Radio Network.
30 past the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Get at us on the Bigs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Don't forget, you can check this program out every Monday through Friday morning, 6 a.m. Central Time, on our flagship BigsRadio.com. 7 a.m. Eastern Time out on our Philadelphia affiliate Soul Radio 51Philly.com. Also coming up across the top of the 10 o'clock hour, she's back after the holiday and working it out for the folk that work. It's the boss lady in the midday, Dinah Biggs, 10 a.m. to noon Central Time on our flagship, BigsRadio.com. Time to recap our social media question of the day. We were talking in regards to our involvement with the Lew Wallace all-class reunion in Gary this past Friday and the big affair that it was. So we asked the question, are you looking forward to your high school reunion? Let us know either through our Facebook group, Bigs Radio Station. That's where we post the social media question of the day. Or you can talk or text your response to 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Vince's Vince up in a skidoosh. Back to more news, views, and great music that you come to know and love. Check your watches. It's 28 before the hour.
Vince Brown in the morning.
The voice of the community.
The Bigs Radio Network.
Vince Brown.
Overtime. BigsRadio.com.
Vince Brown in the morning.
Online and on your mobile device.
The Bigs Radio Network.
15 before the hour on Vince Brown in the morning. Last chance to get us on the Bigs Radio line. Talk or text 773-462-4447. That's 773-462-4447. Don't forget, across the top of the hour, it's the Clock In Mix. Then at 10 a.m., the boss lady in the midday, Dinah Biggs, takes you through the early part of your workday. All right, here on the flagship, BigsRadio.com. Vince's Vince. Today, it's a little monumental. The views expressed on Vince's Vince, not necessarily those of the Bigs Radio Network, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or sponsors. There's been talk as of late regarding monuments in certain spots and monuments that need to get out of certain spots. What do I mean? Well, most recently, there was a vote to keep Confederate-era figures in the U.S. Capitol after the last one, Supreme Court Justice Rob Tamey, was voted to be removed and replaced with the bust of the first black Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall. More recently, there was a monument in Chicago erected